Sometimes, celebrities have no choice but to shut down rude interviewers. Take Matthew McConaughey, for example. He found himself in a tense showdown with Joy Behar after she cut him off just to take a jab at his close friend, tennis champion Novak Djokovic.
I was happy to be in his box, got to sit behind his parents, which was really awesome to see them when he brings them up and where they started.
Anti-vaxxer? I believe
An anti-vaxxer?
I believe so, yeah. Just so you know.
Things only go downhill from here, as the interviewer then decides to challenge McConaughey's political ambitions, questioning whether his stance on firearms would impact his career, to which McConaughey shuts down the question entirely.
Do you think you could get elected in Texas being anti-gun?
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is be playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay.
To give you a direct statement right there.
McConaughey's frustration mirrors that of Jonah Hill, the well-known actor who has endured countless jabs about his weight in interviews over the years, sometimes turning awkward, other times downright disrespectful.
But are you still considered the fat guy when you go to a party or anything? Because I run into that a whole lot. I'm the fat one. Okay. So are you the fat guy in Hollywood still, or is everybody like look at you and they're like, oh wow, this is great, now you're healthy?
Do you have any other questions that are smart?
I have a question.
First of all, you smell good, which is surprising.
Why is that surprising?
I don't know. I just wouldn't think of a guy who would have a nice scent on, and it
That's
seems
such a like. I'm gonna really work hard to not take that as a shot. You know what I mean? Like,
Jonah, do you think it's important to be unattractive to be funny? Can skinny people be funny?
I don't think it has to do with like anything besides just being funny and like being yourself, like
Jonah's frustration was impossible to ignore. Just like Tom Cruise's when an interviewer bombarded him with invasive questions about his recent divorce from actress Nicole Kidman, pushing boundaries he clearly didn't want crossed.
Was Nicole the love of your life?
What do you mean, Peter?
You were married for 10 years.
Listen, we raised children. How do you answer that? How do you answer that question? She's someone that I plan on getting married again.
You do?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And having kids?
Absolutely.
But Nicole was a major part of your life and a love of your life at the time.
I loved Nick very much. There's no question.
Would you like Nicole to remarry?
Yes. I want Nicole to be happy. That's what I want.
And do you have a relationship where you talk, it's a parenting relationship, and talk professionally about each other's work?
Listen, here's the thing, Peter.
Yeah.
You're stepping over a line now. You're stepping over a line. You know you are.
I suppose they're questions
Peter,
that people want to know.
Peter, you want to know. Take responsibility for what you want to know. Don't say what other people. This is a conversation that I'm having with you right now.
You're right.
Okay, so I'm just telling you right now, okay? Just put your manners back in.
Do you think I was out of line?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I apologise for that sincerely.
When it comes to shutting down inappropriate questions, few do it as effortlessly as Tom Hardy. His fiery 2015 exchange with a nosy reporter went viral, and despite his obvious irritation, Hardy remained composed, earning praise for the way he firmly set boundaries around his personal life.
In the film, your character Ronnie is very open about his sexuality, but given interviews you've done in the past, your own sexuality seems a bit more ambiguous. Do you find it hard for celebrities to talk to media about their sexuality?
What on earth are you on about?
I was referring to an interview given to Attitude magazine a few years ago.
But what is your question?
I was wondering if you find it difficult for celebrities to talk about their sexuality.
I don't find it difficult for celebrities to talk about their sexuality. Are you asking me about my sexuality?
Sure.
Why?
Why?
Thank you.
Okay.
Hardy's co-star in The Dark Knight Rises also had to shut down a rude reporter who seemed oddly obsessed with her physical fitness. As the interviewer kept pushing with questions about her body, Hathaway's frustration became more and more obvious.
You are in phenomenal shape.
Thank you.
You're very
gracious.
You're always in great shape, but you had to make sure you were in perfect shape for this one, didn't you?
It wasn't about being in perfect shape, it was about being able to do the stunts and the fighting perfectly.
Hathaway initially handled the question with patience, but soon began to get frustrated as the interviewer clearly failed to read the room and move on to a more relevant question.
Is there a certain regimen you put yourself through in terms of the diet, the workout? What is the feline fitness regime?
A lot. It's all the boring stuff that no one ever wants to do. It's just watch what you eat and get yourself to the gym.
Any particular workout?
Are you trying to lose weight?
Well,
like, what's the deal, man? You look great.
No.
No, seriously. We have to talk about this. What do you want? Are you trying to fit into a cat suit?
Similarly, Mad Men star Christina Hendricks has no patience for interviewers fixated on her body. In fact, she once shut down an entire interview over an inappropriate remark. But despite the uncomfortable exchange, the host tried yet again to bring up her figure, only for Hendricks to put them firmly in their place.
You have been an inspiration as a full-figured woman. What is the most inspiring story that you can remember where you've inspired someone? I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry.
As Hendricks tries to steer the interview in a different direction, the interviewer persists on asking this intrusive question, which leads to Hendricks terminating it altogether.
You've been known as an inspiration for women, as being a full figure. What is the most...
I mean, you just said it again. It's just sort of...
Few celebrities have faced public humiliation as brutal as Lindsay Lohan. During a widely criticized interview with David Letterman, she was openly mocked over her personal and legal troubles.
Aren't you supposed to be in rehab now?
Do you not watch anything that goes on?
I do.
A tabloid now?
Now here's what
May 2nd.
I was under the May 2nd.
Yes.
And how long will you be in rehab?
3 months.
How many times have you been in rehab?
Several.
And how will this time be different? What are they rehabbing, first of all? What is on their list? What are they going to work on when you walk through the door?
We didn't discuss this in the pre-interview.
No.
What was supposed to be a promotional appearance for her upcoming movie quickly spiraled into an uncomfortable ordeal as Letterman kept firing off cruel jokes at her expense. It got so unbearable that Lohan was visibly shaken, her voice trembling as she fought back tears, desperately trying to regain control of the conversation.
Is it like alcohol? Do you drink too much?
We've discussed this in the past.
Did we really? When did we discuss?
Well, because
I'm the one who's having the black. So now, when you go to the rehab, what do they do?
We have to work here for a movie.
We have to what?
Let's stay on the positive.
Oh,
aside from that side of the positive.
Yeah. Oh, she's tearing up a little.
Director Quentin Tarantino completely lost his cool when a reporter dared to ask if he believed violent movies could inspire real-world violence. His reaction was explosive, making it clear he had no patience for that line of questioning.
But why are you so sure that there's no link between enjoying movie violence and enjoying real violence?
I'm going to tell you why I'm so sure. Do not ask me a question like that. I'm not biting. I refuse your question.
Why?
Because I refuse your question. I'm not your slave and you're not my master. You can't make me dance to your tune. I'm not a monkey.
I can't make you answer anything. I'm asking you interesting questions.
And I'm saying I refuse.
Okay. Well, no, I was just asking you why. That's fine.
After his fiery clash with Quentin Tarantino, you'd think interviewer Krishna Guru Murthy would have learned his lesson, but apparently not. This time, he found himself in yet another tense showdown, this time with Robert Downey Jr., after blindsiding him with a loaded question about his political views.
What I'd really like to ask you about a quote you gave to the New York Times, and I don't want to pry, so if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But what you said to the New York Times once was, it was after your incarceration, and you said you can't go from a $2,000 a night hotel suite to a penitentiary and understand it and come out a liberal. Does that mean you're not a liberal, or that you came out of prison not being liberal?
Are we promoting a movie?
Robert initially tried to keep things civil, but when Guru Murthy started digging into his personal life, his patience snapped, leading to an unforgettable moment.
You've talked in other interviews again about your relationship with your father and the role of all of that in the dark periods you went through and taking drugs and drinking and all of that. And I just wondered whether you think you're free of all of that, or whether that's still something...
I'm sorry, I really don't. What are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions, that's all.
Right.
Okay, that's okay.
Bye.
Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry.
Take your mic.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you.
You seem okay. It's just getting a little dinosaur in your...
No, look, I don't want to do that.
Later, Downey didn't hold back, calling the interviewer a bottom feeder and slamming his tactics. We're here promoting Avengers. Kids are going to see this. This has nothing to do with your creepy, dark agenda that suddenly makes me feel ashamed or obligated to play into your weirdo sheet. In this painfully awkward clip, a reporter tries to flirt with Megan Fox only for her to shut it down in the most uncomfortable way possible. Looking visibly uneasy, she wasn't having any of it. And looking back, this interview has aged terribly, especially since Fox has since spoken out about her experiences with objectification in Hollywood.
I don't know if there's I don't know if there's a man alive who's not in love with you in some way.
You're so silly.
You know what am I really?
You're a silly
No,
man.
I'm not silly at all.
You're a silly man in a checkered shirt.
I am not. Wow. No, I think you're flirting with me. I'm kidding.
Oh, dude.
Speaking of interviews that didn't age well, back in 2009, host Matt Lauer faced major backlash for his inappropriate remarks about the proposal, where Sandra Bullock had a nude scene. Years later, things took an even darker turn when Lauer was hit with serious allegations of sexual misconduct in 2017, ultimately leading to his abrupt and disgraceful firing from NBC News.
The major thing that's changed since you were here last?
Yes.
I have now seen you naked.
And I'm so sorry about that.
I have seen you naked.
Were you able to sleep afterwards?
Why
are you looking down?
I watched it last night. It is a lot of fun. Did I mention you have a nude scene in this movie?
Pretty much from the time you opened your mouth. Yeah.
Sandra Bullock. Come back more often.
No, not after this interview.
But leave it to the famously fiery chef Gordon Ramsay to go off on a reporter trying to catch him off guard. A journalist attempted to ambush him with photos of a supposedly bad steak from one of his restaurants. Big mistake. Ramsay wasn't having it.
And when you say, am I satisfied that it's a good steak, you have to be a little bit more honest with me on that one. What are you trying to get at? But you asked for the steak to be cooked well done.
And is that a well done steak?
Oh, come on. What is this? I mean, where can you, I mean, keep on rolling. For legal reasons, this is absolutely crucial. But how sad is this, that you asked for a steak to be cooked well done, okay? Now, whatever quality of beef it is, it's gone past any form of taste when you've cooked it well done. So you present me with a picture, God bless you, and you say, is that right? I don't eat steak well done. That's your prerogative because you're the customer. But unfortunately, you're never going to identify the quality of a beef when the steak is well cooked. So I'm really sorry to piss on your bonfire, but it's a bit of a stupid question. Thank you. Can I give you a paper back?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Thank you very
I thought it was an intelligent interview.
And that's all we've got for today. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss out on the latest Celebra Juice.